So remember that all of the recordings are uploaded in Canvas. Okay, so at the module section. So I made it at the top, okay, so that you can easily see the videos. All the Okay, so all the lectures are provided in your or in our GCs. So we ended up with chain rule. So last meeting, and so this is a continuation of the chain rule, and then later on, we'll try to have an additional or we'll be having additional topic. Okay, so those integrals leading to natural logarithm. Okay, so although we had first example or one example, so for substitution or by chain rule, remember that this one is still or the formula for the power form. So the only difference is instead of it's just an x, okay, so it's a function. Okay? So in this case, so for example, we have a u, okay, the integral of u du, okay? Or actually it's not just u, it's the integral of u raised to n. Okay? So it's u raised to n. So u would be a function of x. So u will be a function of x. And then our du, of course, will be the f prime of x. So if u, okay, if we have a certain function and then it is raised to a certain exponent, okay, so that exponent could be an integer, or it could be a rational, or it could be a fraction, it could be a ratio. So then we can use this one as long, okay, as long as after deriving the value of u, so I'll be able to get the derivative u. Okay? So basta present siya, I'll be able to use this one. So remember here, n, okay, so it could be an integer, a 1, a negative 5, it would be a 1/4. Okay, so it'd be a negative 5/7. So that would be our values of n. And then u could be any function. And then once I derive u, I'll get the rest. Then I'll be using this formula. So just like on this given example, okay. So usually, how do we designate? So which one is u? So just merely looking at the integrand. Okay. So a function which is raised to a certain exponent, then surely, so that is a candidate. Okay. So for power form. So in this case, the one that is raised to 6 is the 2x squared plus 1. So therefore, that makes it eligible to become the value of u. So u here is 2x squared plus 1. And then, so what I've done with this one is, so I move out the constant, so using the coefficient rule, so move out of the integral sign, and then we'll have 2x squared plus 1 raised to 6. So I move this out, so ano pa yung matitira? The x squared and the dx. So the x squared and dx, so that will correspond supposedly for our du. So this is what you need to remember here. So once I derive this, and then I'll get the differential, okay, so which is exactly the same as that of the integrand. So when I say the same, the variable are the same, not necessarily the constant, okay, or the numerical coefficient. So in this case, when I derive 2x squared, okay, so when I derive 2x squared plus 1, the derivative is 4x dx. This is 4x dx, this is only x dx. But then, the variables are still the same. Okay, so this is x dx, this is still x dx. The only difference is this 4. So the only difference is this 4. If that is the case, that is just fine. Okay, so we can always neutralize constant, or you can always neutralize the coefficient, but never the variable. Okay? So for example, ano yung hindi pwede? let's say meron tayong x squared plus 1, then squared. And then ang derivative mo dito would be x squared din. Okay, so x squared dx. So kahit ilet mo yan ng u na x squared plus 1, so ang du natin would be 2x dx. These are not the same. This is x squared. This is only x. So if that is the case, we cannot use the power rule. Okay, so we cannot use the power rule. So we can only use that one. So once we derive u, and then the entire variable is exactly the same as the one left in the given integrand. So kung may sobra na kung may sobra na constant, okay? So we just neutralize it. Ito, may sobra ng 4. So nag-multiply ako ng 1/4. Okay? So that, ito kasi yung pinaka-formula natin, di ba? So this one is our u raised to 6. And then we'll have just the du. Ang du kasi is the 4x dx. Just so happen it's not the same as the original. That's why we divide it by 4. Okay? So let's have more example. So given this example number 6, so what will be our u here? So what should be u? What should be the value of u? Yes, Floyd.
Sir, yung u po yung 6x cubed plus 5 po.
Okay, very good. So u is 6x cubed plus 5. Okay, so if that is what we want, okay, say that's what is being suggested by the integrand, no? So I'm going to rearrange this. So sabi natin, so we use the coefficient rule, so we move out the constant out of the integral sign. And then we'll start with u. Kasi ang formula natin dito is u raised to n du. So we'll start with u. So u here would be the 6x cubed plus 5. And then, so what will be our n? So this one, it's the fourth root, so therefore that will be 1/4. So ano pa yung sobra? So tinanggal na natin ito. So this one is our u. Ang sobra na lang would be x squared dx. So that is what we are doing here. So x squared dx. So that's our first step. So we just rearrange it in order to fit this given formula. Okay. So we can use this formula, the integral of u and du. Okay. And then this would be un plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So given na pag dinerive ko ang u, so I'll get the du there. So now, I'll be deriving this. So what's the derivative of 6x cubed? So it will be 18 x squared. Then 5 will be 0. So 18 x squared dx. So kung i-rewrite ko yan, so supposedly this is 36. So sabi natin, it should be un du. So un is 6x cubed plus 5 raised to 1/4. And then ang derivative ng 6x cubed plus 5 is this. So which is 18 x squared dx. So the difference now is something is in excess. Okay, so what is in excess? What is in excess? So compare mo to at saka dito, ano yung hindi nila parehas? So it's 18. Okay, so sobra nung 18. So since sobra siya ng 18, so I'll have a neutralizing factor which is 1 over 18. The neutralizing factor is the reciprocal, okay, so of the coefficient which is in excess. So I'm going to divide it by 8. And then, so I can now proceed. So 36 divide 18, that is 2. Then I'm going to integrate this. Ito kasi, ito na yung forma niya. So I'm going to use this formula. So ang u natin is 6x cubed plus 5 raised to 1/4 plus 1. So 1 plus 4 is 5 all over 4 all over 5 over 4 plus c. And 2, so get the reciprocal of that, that is 4 over 5. Then 6x cubed plus 5 raised to 5 over 4 plus c. So 2 times 4 will have 8 over 5. Then 6x cubed plus 5 raised to 5 over 4 plus c. So 8 over 5, 6x cubed plus 5 raised to 5 over 4 plus c. Okay, so try to absorb. Then if you have some clarification, please raise it. Yes, Samuel.
Sir, pwede naman po siyang gawin ulit na radical sign.
Pwede. Yeah. So kung gagawin mo siya, it will be 4th root of 6x cubed plus 5 raised to 5. You want to do
Sir,
that?
question lang po.
Yes.
Paano po ulit, sir, naging 5 over 4?
Ito.
Yes po, sir.
Yung shortcut na natin. So, last meeting, so pwede naman yan, yung 1/4 plus 1. So, that would be 4. So, 4 times 4, or 4 divides 4 is 4. Times 1, it's 1. Tapos this one. 4 divides 1, it's 4. Times 1, it's 4. So, making it 5 over 4. Kaya lang, ang pinaka, na lang natin, shortcut, so that would be yung dati, the numerator plus denominator over denominator. Para mabilis. So, ang numerator mo is 1, denominator mo is 4. So, 1 plus 4, it's 5 all over 4. Bakit po nagkaroon ng 5 over 4 sa baba? Formula yun, anak. Ito yung formula natin, di ba? It's u raised to n plus 1. Yun yung 1 plus, or 1/4 plus 1. Tapos meron pa tayong sa baba na n plus 1. So sa power rule, di ba ganun yun? Sa x raised to n plus 1 all over n plus 1.
Sir, ganun po lagi gagawin namin kapag po may ganyan.
Basta fraction siya. Lagi siyang ganun. You always just add the numerator plus the denominator. And then yung sa baba. For example, kung ano siya, x raised to 5 over 7. So, ang integral niyan will be x raised to 5 plus 7, 12 over 7 over 12 over 7 plus c. Basta fraction. Okay? Nag-integrate ka ng power. Yes, Aaron.
Sir, lagi po ba may neutralizing factor?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So kapag dinerive mo siya, kamukha na niya yung yung ito. For example, let's say ang u mo, it's 8x squared. Let's say ang u mo, it's only pwede, no? Sige, magbigay ako example. So let's say we have in this case, let's say hindi mo minove out yung 3. So ang ginawa mo is ganito. X cubed plus 1 squared. Then nag-move out ka ng 3x squared dx. So in this case, ang u mo will be x cubed plus 1. So pag dinerive mo yan, which is 3x squared dx. So what happens? This du, it's the same as this. So if that's the case, you don't need a neutralizing factor. So ang sagot mo na lang dito niyan, so will be right away, so x cubed plus 1 raised to 2 plus 1, which is 3, all over 3 plus c. So hindi ka gagamit ng neutralizing factor. Basta gumagamit ka ng neutralizing factor kapag parehas ang variable, tapos may sobrang constant. Okay? Are we good? I think so. So we'll proceed with the next one. Okay, so what will be our u here? So obvious ang u, di ba? So u is, so basta yung may exponent. It's the 3 plus
Cos X.
cosine x. Okay. So du niya, so what's the derivative of this?
Sin X square over
Derivative of 3 plus cosine x. Derivative of 3 is 0. What's the derivative of cosine x? Negative sin x dx. Tama? So, ayan. I-rearrange natin siya dun sa forma kanina. So, to rearrange that, so we start with u raised to n. So, that is 3 plus cosine x. And then raise it to 4. So, 3 plus cosine x raised to 4. And then, ito yun, di ba? So, ang sobra niya is sin x dx. So, I'll multiply it here. Sin x dx. But after letting u to be 3 plus cosine x and then deriving it, so the derivative is negative cosine x. So therefore, so I'll have 3 plus cosine x. So supposedly, so to use the power rule, so the derivative of 3 plus cosine x, it's negative sin x dx. So its derivative is negative sin x dx. So therefore, what is our neutralizing factor? Do we need to neutralize it? They're not the same, di ba? So what makes them different? Or what makes it different? It's a negative. Okay, so the negative sign. So we neutralize that. We multiply this one by negative as well. Kasi sobra siya ng negative. Or actually, it's negative 1. Okay, so to be exact. So negative 1 ang sobra. So that would become our negative 1 siya kasi reciprocal of negative 1, it's still negative 1. Negative 1 over 1, it's still negative 1. So that would be negative. Multiply it with, so use the power rule. So 3 plus cosine x. So we'll have 4 plus 1, which is 5 all over 5, then plus c. So the answer would be negative 1 all over 5. So times 3 plus cosine x raised to 5 plus c. So let's see. Okay, very good. Clarifications. Ito madali. Sir, saan po galing yung negative 1? Okay. So, supposedly, ito yung ano natin, given integrand. Right? Kaya lang, to use our formula, so the formula for u and du, okay, so dapat, pag dinerive ko yung u, okay, so ito kasi, ang u ko is 3 plus cosine x. So once I derive it, so it's negative sine x dx. So the derivative of cosine, it's negative sine. So which is this? Negative sine x dx. But comparing the two, okay, so yung un du natin, kung compare ko dun sa taas, hindi sila parehas. So what makes them different? It's the negative. Okay, so that's why I'm going to neutralize it. Magmumultiply ako ng negative 1. Okay, so that is to neutralize yung negative sine x. And then afterwards, okay, so we just integrate. So copy the negative and then ang integral nito, kasi un du. Ito yung un, ang derivative niya is ito. So therefore, I'm going to use the un plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c na formula. Okay. So I'll proceed. Okay. There are cases just like this. So what is our u?
T raised to 4 plus 2t.
T raised to 4 plus 2t. What's the difference of our u with this example as compared to the other example? Ito yung mga u natin kanina. Ayan. 2x squared plus 1 raised to 6. Ito, raised to 1/4. This one is 3 plus cosine raised to 4. So what's new with this example? Anong
Nasa
kakaiba?
denominator po.
Very good. So it's on the denominator. Okay? So remember, so whenever we are using this formula, ang formula natin, remember, it's u raised to n du. So it's not on the denominator. It's on the numerator. Okay? Kasi un over 1 yan, di ba? So nasa taas siya. So if ang tansya mo, ang u mo, kasi ito lang talaga ang u mo kasi siya may 7. Di ba? Hindi pwede yung sa taas kasi 1 lang yun. So u raised to 7. So ano gagawin natin? So I can rewrite this one na pwede ko siyang itaas, di ba? Kasi power lang ito, nasa baba siya. So I'm going to move it up. So t raised to the 4th plus 2 raised to, or 2t raised to negative 7. So t raised to the 4th plus 2t raised to negative 7. Then yung sobra niya, ayun, yung buo so 2t cubed plus 1 dt. So 2t cubed plus 1 dt. So now, so let's try to derive this one. So to use this formula, u and du. So derivative of t to the 4th is 4t cubed. Derivative of 2t plus 2 dt. Are they the same? 2t cubed plus 1. The other one is 4t cubed plus 2. They're not, obviously. But can we make the variable at least the same?
Yes po.
Okay, what are we going to do?
Factor out 2 po.
Okay, so factor out yung 2 natin. So we factor out 2. So this one will become 2t cubed plus 1 dt. So rewriting this one, so u raised to n, ito ang u natin, so which is t to the 4th plus 2t raised to negative 7. And then ang du niya is this one. Derivative is 2 times 2t cubed plus 1 dt. And again, so we have the neutralizing factor na, ayun na, una na 1/2. Kasi nga, may 2 tayo dito, walang 2 yung original integral natin or integrand. So we multiply it by 1/2. So, kumpleto na tayo. This is u raised to n. Ito yung du niya. U raised to n and then du yung nasa right side. So therefore, that will be our answer. So 1/2, then t to the 4th plus 2t. So -7 plus 1, -6 over -6 plus c. So 1/2 times -1/6, it's -1 all over 12. So t to the 4th plus 2t raised to -6 plus c. So okay na tayo dito. You want to make it positive, so bring it down. Okay lang. So -1/12, t raised to the 4th plus 2t raised to -6 plus c. Okay? So hindi lahat na pagka-derive mo, you'll always get exactly what was provided in the integrand. Okay? So there are cases that you need to factor out something first. So just like this one, I need to factor out 2 first. So until it will be equal there. Pero remember, so dapat yung variable, they are exactly the same. So in this case, it's 2t cubed plus 1. This is 2t cubed plus 1. They're exactly the same. Pero pag hindi sila parehas, we cannot use the formula for power. Okay? Clarifications? Okay, so there's none. So let me share the note. So that's the end of our first topic. Yes, Aaron.
Sir, yung sa assignment po ba kailangan complete solution?
Yes,
Okay po.
provide the solution as well. Okay, so we'll proceed with our next topic.
Sir, question po.
Yes.
For the assignment po, if may sarili po kaming paraan po to write the solution, is it okay po if yun po ang gagamitin?
Yes, pero okay lang yun. No? But then, I don't like solution coming from tawag dito, calculators online. Okay, so I can see naman if the solution is coming from an online calculator. Pero if there's another method or there's another approach, that is fine.
Yes po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay, so let's proceed